Katt Williams is a man that never misses with the truth. And what he called 2 years ago is finally being confirmed as the full list of celebrities seemingly mentioned during Diddy's trial has come out. Because of Diddy's place in the entertainment world, it wasn't surprising that many well-known names came up in court. Some were part of testimony. Others were included on the jury's question list to make sure jurors didn't have strong personal ties to them. Here is every single celebrity who was mentioned in the Diddy case. Kanye West. Diddy first broke his silence after Kanye publicly called for his release from prison. Diddy, who is currently being held at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn on serious charges, posted a short message on Instagram to thank Ye for his support. "Thank you to my brother at Ye," Diddy wrote, while also sharing a link to the Yeezy website. On that site, Kanye announced a surprising collaboration between his Yeezy brand and Diddy's Sean John fashion label. The news shocked fans since the two had previously clashed in 2022 over Kanye's controversial White Lives Matter clothing. Kanye's recent post included a direct plea to former President Trump to step in and free Diddy. He also revealed that he plans to split profits from the Yeezy x Sean John collaboration evenly, since Diddy cannot collect income while behind bars. Diddy's short but thankful response showed a clear shift in their relationship, despite their rocky history. However, Kanye's involvement has also brought criticism, since some of his posts included offensive remarks toward Jewish people and harsh comments about Diageo, the liquor company that Diddy sued before his arrest. Ye released a song after Diddy's arrest that included him and Diddy's son, Christian King Combs. The track also featured what was said to be a taped phone call with Diddy from prison.
Real from the front line, you know what I'm saying? It's wicked, 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 so you be careful.
Yeah.
We can't do nothing with it. You know what I'm saying? I need you out there, you feel me?
Yeah. I hear you. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Man, have some fucking fun. You're not having no fun in there. Get behind the mic, have some fun, chop up them samples, get back on your hit band vibes,
Yeah.
have some fun, get back to smiling.
Yeah.
These other motherfuckers, they're wasting your time, big.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Ye, formerly known as Kanye West, has made a surprise appearance at Sean Diddy Combs' criminal trial on Friday. He expressed support for his fellow rapper as he defends against trafficking charges.
Christian and Justin Combs. Diddy's sons, Christian and Justin, were both handcuffed during the 2024 raid on their father's mansion. Christian is also facing a lawsuit connected to an alleged assault in 2022. Both brothers were present in court supporting their father. Gene Deal, however, thinks Diddy's sons are on the path set out by their father and may have unintentionally sent their father to prison.
This place could be half of a basketball court. That's where they just got lines of computers with officers of all different people and officers just on the internet. Whoever's over that case, whoever's working that case, don't you know they saw that and took it to their boss? You might think it's petty, but it's not. You do not agitate a lion with a pork chop. And that's what that kid did, bro.
Some people feel like, Diddy, he played a part in that video coming out too. Him being spotted with Stevie J, smiling at the camera. A lot of people blame him too.
But bro, what did I tell you? He's such a narcissist that he has to be in the public. Listen to me. They just caught him on TMZ today or yesterday or something like that walking.
Respect for that, man. But what you think about the diss record that King Combs came out with, where he was coming at 50 and coming at everybody, coming at his dad? Like, how you feel about that record?
Well, first I want to say to this young man, before somebody take his head off, because see, that's that new school bull crap that these kids out here, they easy to fly out their mouth with that. You don't invite a man to your private. You don't invite a man to your private unless you doing the Diddy. If 2 men lay down, how many homos get up? Let me tell you, young man, 2 of them. You understand? So don't invite a man to your private, because that man will see you and take your head off. Especially somebody like 50. You don't send or let a boy do a man's job. I don't know if he need that type of attention or he want that type of attention. Evidently he do. But 50 is the wrong dude that you want to do that type of attention, get that kind of attention from, bro. In the infamous words of Waka Flocka, that nigga go hard in the paint. And I don't believe that this cat would even put out some trash like that and really didn't know what he was doing. He's teasing the federal government. And I told y'all, the Southern District of New York do not play. So King Kong just put another battery in their back. And you see after he did that shit, something get leaked to the press. Do you notice that, right? Soon as he did that dumb shit, talking about, well, we did this and we did that. We had this over here. Y'all went to the wrong house. Some went to, he said, well, we're going to show you how wrong we are. Yo, CNN, run this. Action, roll them. Don't play with the feds, bro. Because you got to realize this. They got a lot of time. All they got is time.
Cassie's testimony mentioned Kid Cudi, saying Diddy once threatened him. Cudi's car later caught fire in his driveway, and he testified that he believed Diddy was behind it.
Another star witness taking the stand in the Sean Diddy Combs trafficking and racketeering trial. Scott Biscotti, also known as rapper Kid Cudi, just finished testifying about what he says happened with Combs in 2011 and 2012. Biscotti had a brief relationship with Cassie Ventura during this time, and Combs allegedly made threats against him because of it. Cudi testifying that he believes Combs actually broke into his house, and testified that a few months later, a Molotov cocktail was placed on his Porsche, damaging his car. He told the jury he reached out to Combs after his car caught fire and described him with his hands behind his back like a Marvel supervillain.
Aubrey O'Day. The former Danity Kane singer has long spoken out against Diddy, calling him a soulless man and saying her time under him as a boss changed the direction of her life.
Do you fear at all for your safety or what life looks like if he is back out in the world?
I fear for the messaging that we're going to be giving any newcomers in the industry. And by the way, entertainment is the one that's glamorized and that stands out the most, let's say. Yeah. She's the it girl. Politics is a little bit over to standing right on our neck. But we're representational of everybody. The people you see on TV you can like or not like, you probably have your favorites. I definitely should be one of your favorites, hopefully. But I probably mirror back to you when you watch me things that you really resonate and feel in your everyday life as well. Yeah. You know, we're all just people experiencing things at the end of the day. So, you know, I would be very scared as to what type of messaging this would give people about relationships and behaviors and what you can get away with when you're powerful. And, you know, I'm sure this gave a lot of people that maybe are unstable new ideas for sexual behaviors. I'm really wanting to make sure that everybody is highly aware of how vast and wide the response of this jury is going to read for everyone. You might think you're detached from it and that you're watching an entertainment show of those entertainment people that have nothing to do with you in your everyday, but you'll be surprised how quickly it does.
So your fear more so lies in the repercussions this has for the wider industry and less about Diddy may come after you.
Yeah, I mean, if he were to walk free, he's coming after everybody. Yeah, and in my opinion, I would feel very comfortable suggesting that there would be a lot of danger out there to be had and felt.
Kim Porter. Diddy's late ex-partner and the mother of 3 of his children was also mentioned during questioning about the timeline of Diddy and Cassie's relationship, November 2018, at the age of 47. And it was this mysterious manner of death that ensured she would never be forgotten. The Los Angeles County Medical Examiner determined that her cause of death was lobar pneumonia, a serious form of lung infection. Officially, her passing was ruled as natural causes, and at the time, it was reported that she had been battling flu-like symptoms in the days leading up to her death. But even with an official explanation, controversy and speculation quickly began to swirl. Some people online suggested that her death wasn't as straightforward as it seemed, raising theories of foul play.
The opening of the passing of Kim Porter and getting the book out so people can hear from Kim in her own words, everything she was tricked into doing, everything she was forced into doing, everything she had to hide that was happening around her, and the moment when she decided, I'm going to do something about it. I'm going to stop this freak, and I'm not going to let him hurt another woman. I think for me, the reopening of her cause of death and that autopsy would be like one of the greatest testimonies for any of the Diddy victims. There are so many Diddy victims, and they don't know, but they need to know. They need to read that book. They need to see what she sacrificed for her children. Everyone needs to know Kim Porter's actual story. She was a really remarkable woman in so many different ways.
You gotta realize, man, Kim's death wasn't even investigated, bro. Her death wasn't even investigated. And it should have been a proper investigation so all the family members can feel like that there was no foul play in her death. How is it that you know how we are as a people? I don't believe that 10% of your viewers that's watching this don't keep their phone when they go to sleep in arm reach. How is it that there was no electronic products or gadgets around Kim's bed? Her laptop missing, her cell phone's missing. Everything is missing that she could get in touch with her little girls if they not at home or her friends or family. All that's missing. How is it that, and this is her say, that the detectives did not even view the body in the bed where she died at? That the coroner them had already removed her, pronounced her dead, and told the detectives them that it was no foul play. And if that is true, as I've heard it, and we've read certain things on the internet about it, that case need to be reopened. We know that Kim, and it's in the this is in the documentation. Shout out to Paperwork, at the Paperwork part. I gotta shout him out, man, because he looked in the paperwork and it said Kim received a massage for about an hour when she's supposed to have full-blown pneumonia. Who gives somebody a massage when they got pneumonia?
These theories gained traction when singer Al B. Sure, Porter's former partner and father of her oldest son, Quincy, publicly stated that she had voiced fears about her safety. He hinted that she may have left behind diaries or writings that could shed light on her state of mind, and he went as far as to call her death a tragic. The speculation intensified with the release of a book called Kim's Lost Words, A Journey for Justice from the Other Side, published under a pseudonym. The book claimed to be based on Porter's private writings and suggested that she had been mistreated and was worried about her life before she died. While the book caught media attention, many close to Porter, including her family, dismissed it as fake and exploitative. Diddy's legal team also slammed the memoir, calling it a shameless attempt to profit off of her death. Jaguar Wright, though, thinks Diddy released that book himself for some very devious reasons.
Diddy was highly paranoid right before Kim passed away. And when he found out that her and Cassie were still secretly talking and meeting, it became a very explosive situation for everyone who knew about it. I hate the fact that she felt so terrified to tell the truth about the man that she had 3 biological children with, that she felt the need to have to be as covert as she was. But I'm grateful that Kim got her truth to people that she trusted. Problem is she didn't know who she could trust and couldn't trust. I have no doubt in my mind that pieces of that memoir have been acquired by the home team, and that bad actors were incorporated so that they could put just enough spin to create reasonable doubt in the jury pool. It's a smart play, because there is no way that these 2 people who really had absolutely nothing to do with anyone involved got this much information directly from Kim Porter. It didn't happen. I'm telling you that now. And every person that they have these salacious stories built around are people that Diddy all has issues with. It lined up too good in his favor when you really think about it. And if I were him and I had a team of PR agents, the first thing that I would have done is let's get our hands on a piece of the book, get as much as we can. We'll take as much trash as we can, throw it around it, and put it out there.
Usher. Another name that came up in the trial was Usher, who was one of Diddy's earliest proteges. Signed to LaFace and Arista by L.A. Reid, Usher moved in with Diddy at just 13 years old. I got a tutor, went to New York City, and he began to show me the ropes, Usher told People. Some of the most valuable lessons I could ever learn as an entrepreneur were picked up when I spent that time in New York with him. This unwavering desire to create and make certain that your creative ideas executed. There was also this very telling interview with Howard Stern back in the day where he claimed he would never send a kid to Diddy's Flavor Camp because of what went on there.
Moved to New York City, and I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
That's the crazy thing. Now, that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you over to something called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor Camp?
Yeah,
Flavor
that's
Camp.
what it was called. And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's going
In the 90s, do you understand what that's like?
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop, right?
No, not really. I mean, but hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle.
Right.
And I saw it. And it was, but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild.
So nobody tried to, some woman didn't come along.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I didn't say that. What I did say is that there were very curious things taking place. And I didn't necessarily understand it.
Biggie Smalls was there.
Biggie Smalls was there. Lil' Kim, Craig Mack.
All these people are hanging around.
Yeah, man. Faith Evans,
And your parents
Jodeci,
were
Mary
okay?
J. Blige. They didn't know nothing about this.
Oh.
I was having a good time, you know what I mean?
Does he have you doing any chores? Are you doing dishes at all? I mean, to keep you humble somewhat? Or are you just like, can you stay up till 4 a.m. with them and party?
I mean, I could. I actually stayed up longer than them.
And do you have money? What's going on?
I mean, I had like per diem.
Yeah.
I had like,
What
like
a
living.
life.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
14 years old. You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy Camp?
Hell no.
See?
But Usher's name also surfaced in court during testimony from Dawn Richard. She described a 2010 incident at a West Hollywood restaurant where she claimed Diddy was aggressive towards Cassie during a private conversation. Richard said Cassie immediately leaned over in pain before leaving the table. Others present reportedly included Usher, Nayo, Jimmy Iovine, and Big Daddy Kane. Richard added that another altercation happened in the car afterward, though the courtroom grew tense as she described it. Usher is also said to have been involved in getting Diddy's hands on Justin Bieber of all people.
Diddy had been trying to get to Bieber for a minute, and his management was backing him off. But it wasn't until Usher took over management and had guardianship and gave temporary guardianship to the diddler for 48 hours. Think about that. He had already been to the hospital. That situation that Gene was talking about. And you still took Bieber there, but you got custody of him first. Diddy had already tried. They wouldn't let him. Actually, someone made reference to the fact that Diddy trying to get at Bieber the way he was trying to get at Bieber was looking a little predatory. And then Usher came in and discovered it and managed him and got custody of him and promised to look after him. And then he sent him to the diddler. Does that sound like a good guy?
It's horrible. It's horrible.
Does that sound like a good guy? Now that we know what Diddy's really like. They're not seeing what the intentions was in his heart when he took Justin Bieber there.
Oh.
Let's be honest. He took Justin Bieber there.
Jennifer Lopez. Makeup artist Mila Morales testified that one of her celebrity clients was Jennifer Lopez. Lopez famously dated Diddy in the late 1990s, and she was with him in 1999 when he was arrested after a nightclub incident.
Days of deliberations, the jury now appears to be focusing on the gun possession and bribery charges against Sean Puffy Combs. This afternoon, jurors sent the judge 2 notes, one of which asked for a transcript of a phone message Combs left Wardell Fenderson, once his driver, now the prosecution's star witness. During the trial, Fenderson testified that Combs was armed the night of the shooting at Club New York and later pressured him to claim ownership of a pistol police found when they pulled over Combs' Lincoln Navigator as it fled the shooting.
And I just want to make you feel like comfortable, you know what I'm saying? Make your family feel comfortable.
What exactly Combs meant by that is in dispute, but the prosecution claims the rapper offered Fenderson $50,000 or a diamond ring to take the rap for the gun. The jurors also wanted to hear a readback of testimony relating to Combs' former girlfriend, actress-singer Jennifer Lopez, who was in the Navigator when it was stopped by police. An officer testified that everyone in the SUV was ordered to put their hands on the vehicle, but Lopez walked away, saying she was going home. As she was being detained, a gun was discovered in the vehicle. At that point, a sergeant on the scene ordered everyone who was in the vehicle under arrest. The officer quotes Lopez as saying, "It's not my gun."
Funnily enough, it turns out both of them set up their innocent protege to take the fall so they could evade justice.
When I was a 18-year-old kid, just wanting to do nothing other than make my mother proud and make Belize proud and do what all of us want to do, be recognized for our talent and take over the world. I was defending him, and he turned around and called witnesses to testify against me, and he contributed. He pretty much sent me to prison. So that is the context by which you must always describe that relationship. Yes, I forgave, I moved on, but let us not pretend as if I was in Miami for Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Well, I
and that
spent a birthday with him on.
I saw a birthday cake. Went again to do a charity event for impoverished youth in London. So let us not lose sight of what the cold hard facts are. This was not someone who I vacationed with and who he and I enjoyed this great intimate relationship of brotherhood. This is someone who destroyed my life and who I forgave and who I moved on, and for the better interest of Belize, because he was in a position at that time to give scholarships and to maybe invest. I would not deny attempting to bring the investment to Belize and to bring the contributions to education to Belize, but don't distort it as if, he and I were bombali This is someone that destroyed my life.
Jennifer Lopez, when she's finally held accountable for the part she played.
Do you think they'll bring up charges on Jennifer Lopez?
They better. She committed perjury. Last time I checked, there's no statute of limitation on perjury. We can start there. Let's bring Jenny to the cell block. She's been to every other block.
All Jennifer Lopez had to do was marry a white boy, Oscar winner, for people to stop remembering that she had a gun in her pocketbook. She had gunshot residue on her hands the night that Natanya was shot at that club. For all we know, that bullet came from the gun that was in her hand. And not once has she spoken up for the betterment of that woman. Not once has she donated to her family or for her medical bills that she's still paying, or say something in her defense to stop Puffy from gaslighting her and trying to put hits out on her because he was afraid that maybe one day they would open the case and she still has the bullet fragments in her face. Like J-Lo has said, nothing. Nothing.
Do you think we will ever see any of these celebrities have the truth come out about them in the near future? Let us know in the comments.